Good evening, guys. It's time for Resident Evil 2. Not only one of the greatest games in the entire series, it's a personal favourite of mine. We're playing the Sourcenext version on PC. It's a little pixelated. I'm working on trying to get these upscale backgrounds working, but I've been unsuccessful so far. So it's just going to be literally the Sourcenext version playing in full screen. If anyone's unfamiliar with the Sourcenext version, what you essentially get is, as you can see, the game looks okay, but the backgrounds are very pixelated, the character models look great, but the real joy with this version is the FMVs are spectacular. So, if you've never seen it before, it's a bit of an eye-opener. People who've played the Dreamcast version will be used to the sort of higher quality and full aspect ratio, so it'd be a good one. We're just going to play original mode, not doing anything clever. It's just a celebration of this game before the remake comes out. We're just going to go Leon A, Claire B, because I prefer it, even though there's obviously canon issues. But it's how I always remembered it. So we'll take it away.
A bizarre incident occurred in the outskirts of an American suburb called Raccoon City. It was later revealed that the terrible disaster had been caused by the T virus, a mutagenic toxin created by the international enterprise Umbrella Incorporated for use in bioweapon experiments. The Raccoon City Police Department's Special Stars Unit immediately began investigation. The case was apparently closed, thanks to the efforts of STARS members Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine. But the Umbrella Corporation's experiments were far from finished.
There's a strange little skip there. I don't really know what that was about. Hello, mate. Thank you for joining us. We're now at the point where we have to question how much of this is going to change.
What have we got here?
Hello, mate. How you doing? Still no joy with the backgrounds, but hey, the FMVs look good.
That guy's a maniac. Why'd he bite me? Man, what a mess. What could have done this? What was that? What are these things?
So the Sourcenext version came out in Japan in 2006, and it was just released on a single DVD, I believe. I don't think they split up the campaign across 2 DVDs. The main advantage is the FMVs, as you can see here. This is actually the patched version that has been done by Behind the Mask. I can't remember what his Twitter handle is. I'll put it in the description on the YouTube link, which allows you to use controllers. You know, you can use like your Xbox controller. It supports higher resolutions, although that's where you get the problem with the pixelation and that in the backgrounds.
It'll be a lot safer.
Yeah. Same voice actor, I seem to think, isn't it? I think George Trevor spoke to the guy.
What's going on? I arrived in town and the whole place went insane.
The radio's out.
I miss these guys, Paul Haddad and
Stay on the job.
Alison Court, they are so iconic to these characters, their performances.
Claire Redfield. I came to find my brother Chris.
Oh, and apparently changing the volume up skips the cutscene, sorry about that. So we're straight in. I'm going to skip all the doors because I can.
Freeze! Who are you? What are you doing here?
Hold your fire! I'm a human!
Sorry about that. I thought you were one of them.
What's going on in this town?
Hold on. I don't have a clue. By the time I noticed something was wrong, the entire city was in.
Same here, Floppy 54. This is, no matter how good the remake of 2 is, this is the one. And like I say, I'm not doing anything clever. I'm just literally going to it's just more of a casual stream, bit of fun. Interesting thing about this patch, we've got the 180 turn enabled. Sick. Sorry, Mr. Kendo. We're off. Meant to disable auto aim. I wonder if we can select it from control C in this one. Have to have a quick check. I hate auto aim. Wrong button. But of course, this didn't actually have options like later versions. Yeah, the kendo section looks to be moved to after the police station, which is an interesting little change. As Kat pointed out on her Twitter page the other day, this is the only time in the game this piece of music is used. I forget because this is a Japanese version, the layout of some of the zombies is slightly different. I know this section here, like the back of my hand in the Western version, but the Japanese one mixes it up a little bit. Because Brad won't be there. Let's just do this bit for fun. Got plenty of ammo. I saw the USS Command's screen grabs at the games, but there's no reason why it couldn't go through one of the sheds and then lead onto the. You know, it could be open-ended either way. Hopefully killing these two zombies will have revealed the Phantom Gate, as it was affectionately called. There we go. So it's not the gate that's in Resident Evil 3, but it's a nice little Easter egg anyway. And you can, it's like a one-time only use as well. So when you come away from it, go back, you can't see it again. This music, man. And yes, I know why they changed the hall round, because it makes more sense to have the reception desk at the front, but God, I just love this place. just love it so much. I love this game so much. This is why it is precious to me. Which is why I'm looking forward to Remake 2, don't get me wrong, but
Oh, man.
it's kind of irreplaceable for me, this one.
Who are you? Oh, you must be the new guy, Leon. Sorry, but it looks like your party has been canceled.
What happened?
About 2 months ago, there was this incident involving zombies in a mansion located in the outskirts of this city. Chris and the other STARS members discovered that Umbrella was behind everything. They risked their lives to reveal the truth, but no one believed them.
Yeah, me too. It's
Not
a shame
long
it's not
after
clearer.
that, all this started to happen.
Hang in there.
Don't worry about me. Just rescue the
If you look on the
survivors from
locker
other
behind
rooms.
Marvin, Sonny,
Here, take
there's a
this
reference
key
to
card.
what I
You
assume
should
is
be able to
JoJo's
unlock
Bizarre
the doors
Adventure.
in the hall with this. Now go. But just go.
Fine, but I'm coming back for you. Just hold on.
So that's one of the biggest changes really in the remake so far that we've seen from the early game, is that Marvin doesn't seem to have any idea of of what's befallen the city. So the information he gives Leon in the remake is extremely vague. Hello Nick, nice to see you. Look at the glory of this game, look at the pixels in the backgrounds. It's actually interesting playing it now. You just realise how well they sort of captured it in Desperate Times. It's really good. 2236, which we all know. This room has actually got one of the more positive changes. I like the fact that in the remake it is actually a waiting room with actual seats for people to wait in. It'll never ever get old, the liquor. One time only camera angle again, because when you go back, it's gone. And look at the Japanese version gives you so much more, because obviously this is the Sourcenext version, it's Japanese only release, but it gives you an obscene amount of handgun ammo. Hello USS Command, sorry, didn't see you just now.
Oh boy.
I'm wondering if the classic OST in Remake 2, I don't know whether they've confirmed it or not, whether it'll be like locked initially. I think for the first time through I'll play it, I'll let the game show me what it's got before going on a nostalgia trip. The operation reports, obviously, in the remake, some of these dates and events are changed, and this is where some of us have the issues, but we'll just have to wait and see what they do. David Ford, what a guy. So what vending machine have we got in this version? So it's blanked out again. More handgun bullets. So in the remake, there is now like a window up here which is cleverly marked out with like yellow tape. That seems to be the thing in modern Resident Evil games to show you where you need to be. Resident Evil 7 kind of did it as well, didn't it? And we have to climb up here to get to the next part of the station. Nothing beyond there. I love the story of the RPD guys. That's why I was so excited with Desperate Times. David Ford and his guys are sort of depicted in the files and things like that, whereas Marvin and them are, we get to see a brief snippet, don't we? They're not bad. I mean, if you could see the upscale backgrounds, Nick, in action, they look amazing. These backgrounds are a little bit pixelated. Maybe it doesn't look so bad on the Twitch window. I forgot to do that. Keep pressing start to go in the inventory. That's worked perfectly, that has. They're the ones I wanted gone. Yes, and Nick, a nice little addition in this kind of modded version, although it's just literally a change in the ini file. 180 turns in Resident Evil 2. September 28th. Elliot Edward, not Elliot from Outbreak, obviously. With one L. Keep pressing start. Oh, let's bin the knife off actually. Why am I not you get so used to having to sit through the door scenes that when you actually have an opportunity to skip them, you just don't. It's ridiculous. This music, oh, this game is so perfect. It's such a creepy atmosphere. I've overshot that a bit. I used to be perfect at this. That little audio cue there, if you always time it just so the jewel drops, it's great. Here we go, guys. If you didn't know, emblems, gold and wood, herbicide, red doom book. Nice shit trophy. It looks like this photo is in the main is in Remake 2, although we don't know whether it is a new one redrawn or whether they've just literally popped this in. Be interesting to see if they revise it and like give Edward the appearance of, you know how he looks in the Zero version. Picture of a young man. There's a good chance it's a boyfriend. Not now. God, you get so much in this version. It is ridiculous. I have to go back to the bloody save room. Shall I do it then? Just talk amongst yourselves a moment. Oh, actually, what I will say is that back when I played this in like 98, first played this. This scene coming up when Claire walks in is the first time. I've said this on the podcast before, so if you're listening, you'll have heard this before. But it was the first time that this series showed me it was capable of being more than just a horror series with great gore. This was the first time in this game coming up, the way the score works, the way the dialogue works, the performances are pretty good. This was the moment where Resident Evil meant something more to me, if you like. I'm going to have to go, I can't pick up the bloody emblem now. It meant more to me than just a game. And I knew there and then that the journey I was going to go on with this series was going to be a very special one. And then the game just gets better and better from that point on. It seems strange, but this coming up Leon and Claire sequence is just about the main reason why I prefer Leon A, Claire B than the other way around. Hey! I must say, it's super cool that they put that as a playable costume in the HD version of Zero. I will save a few times in this because I honestly don't know how stable this version's going to be. The patch has done a wondrous job in making it, you know, work on modern machines, but still not overly confident it's going to be hitch-free. So here we go, one of my favourite moments in the entire series. The music coming up is just phenomenal. Notice how Chris doesn't write about punching Elran in the face.
Leon!
It's good to see you're still among the living. It looks like we're not gonna find your brother here after all. There's no reason for us to stay any longer than necessary. Let's split up, look for any survivors, and get out of here.
Right.
One last thing. Here's a radio. Take it. That way we can keep in touch if anything happens.
This music, man. This music. I could listen to it forever. used to be able to do the quick firing trick, but I'm not so hot now. Oh God, yeah, forgot about that. You'll have to forgive these odd little moments where I forget the sequence of events. Yeah, I've got to go and get the crank, haven't I? And the diamond key from the main hall. Remember this jump scare? That was amazing back in the day. It actually hit me. I think all the bodies in Remake 2 remain. I think. Because you see videos of like when the players trying to escape Mr. X, and like when they're running back through previous rooms and stuff, they're the zombies still look to be on the floor. I don't know whether they maybe disappear after a preset amount of time or something. I don't know. It feels almost cheating skipping the loading sequences, but God, the pace of the game quickens, doesn't it? God, I keep pressing the wrong button. Supreme ammo conservation. You get so much ammo in this version. So, remind me, guys. Normal version in Biohazard. What's the equivalent difficulty in Resident Evil? Because this seems way too easy for ammo. It seems almost ridiculous. Another great track. I forgot to get the crank from the bloody liquor room, because I usually do that now. This does seem really ridiculous in terms of the pistol ammo I have already. So another thing we talk about in the podcast a lot, which we begrudge, is things like this. Company data files primarily on Umbrella, detail, which you don't get in the games nowadays. I know a lot of the times it does say like nothing useful or whatever, but it's just a nice detail. Remember having the 10-minute OPM demo and just seeing how far you could get each time. You'd always try something different on each run just to see if there was a little bit further you could get. I wonder how many of these files are going to be like recreated. That's actually perfect. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to reload the pistol. I'm going to get some free ammo. Move the item box, yeah. Set it up. Someone tidied it really quickly, that route. Sorry about that, guys. I just keep hitting the start button when it's actually circle. We kind of ignore the geographical issue in Outbreak where the third floor has been omitted. Everyone likes the burst. Oh man, get off. It was a jump scare that never worked for me, that one. But Mr. X running through walls was always horrible. Oh, sorry. That was poor. Nothing special. Just for kicks, I'll do this. Ah! It's a neat little trick that was the first time. You almost wonder whether that single moment inspired Survivor. Maybe someone looked and thought, hey, they don't look too bad in first person. Oh man, this... I'm trying to play Outbreak for some reason. Awful. I use because the D-pad controls in Outbreak are really slow at turning. I use like a combination of the analog and the D-pad, and I'm trying to do that here, but it's just not working. That's interesting. Yeah. I love little inconsistencies like that. Like the elevated floor from the main hall to Marvin's room doesn't happen if you go the other way around. Don't need that plug just yet, so I'll grab the shotgun shells for now, is it? Right, time to go and sort some business out. What I'll do though is I will go and get that plug and then it's done. I'll never have to see this zombie again. So you're doing quick jobs like this when you can skip the door loading sequences, it's not a chore anymore. What was I grabbing? The bloody plug, wasn't I? No Mr. X to lift up the helicopter in this version. Just for interest of stability and not sure, I will save it now. What the hell does this mean? I have no idea what that means. Max, haven't I? Okay, that's cool. I hope my man Neil gets mentioned in the remake. I don't know why I picked that up, I didn't mean to. See, I don't even think there's bloody handgun ammo in here, in the Western version. It's totally ineffectual to that liquor. Lots of okay, there is. I remember when I was doing a no save run once, I just grossly misunderstood this room. I just got completely overwhelmed because all I brought was a pistol with no extra ammo. Just got completely owned. I think he does actually, yeah, I think Neil does. Which is awesome. There's two in there. Oh, cool little detail that. Actually injured guys. This is poor, all for the sake of some film. And develop it. This zombie will grab me now as well. Yeah, she is. I wasn't going to risk that. In fact, I'm just going to finish. I've got plenty of ammo. There we go. Which film is this? I can't remember. Is it the G mutation? Yep. Marvin, I'm not gonna leave you behind. Sorry, Marv. He doesn't look like he has that much better of fate in the remake. To be perfectly honest. Oh, what? Bloody herbs. Nothing over here. I think there's anything. Note. It's amazing how greatly expanded this area is. Because there's like another reception area here and all sorts. This is where the toilets are, I think. Still amazing. Still amazing. So if I go in there now, is there still a liquor in there? Yes. I can't think if there's anything of note in there. It's a small key, I think. Wrong way. Although, inventory. Inventory is going to be a bit of a mess. Let's work this way, probably this way. Let's get rid of that for now, and that. It's going to be interesting to see how the inventory system works in 2, because it looks like like 7, you can have quite a few, you know, expansions and things like that. I could have used the cord though, couldn't I? Great. Come on. Doing this purely from memory. Cool. Even though I'm not actually going to go in there, I leave it all for Claire. To be honest. And here we go. And thus the series changed forever.
Sorry about that. When I saw the uniform, I thought you were another zombie.
Who are you?
Ada Wong.
And what are you doing here?
I'm looking for some guy named Ben. He's one of those reporter types, always looking for a scoop. I heard he was locked up in the cell block, only there's a wrecked car barring the entrance. I've been trying to find another way inside. If we work together, we can move this thing. Give me a hand here, will you?
I think Sally Carhill is wonderful as Ada. Where's your coat, Ada?
Ada, wait!
There you go. Where would we be without Leon and Ada?
Let me guess. You must be Ben, right? Get up, now!
They've done well
What
to
do
not
you
show
want?
Ben in any
I'm
of the
trying to
footage, as
sleep
far as I'm
here.
aware. I've not seen him yet.
Is this the guy?
Ben? You told the city officials that you knew something about what's been going on, didn't you? What did you tell them?
And who the heck are you?
I'm trying to find my boyfriend. His name's John. He was working for a branch office of Umbrella based in Chicago, but he suddenly disappeared 6 months ago. I heard a rumor that he's here in the city.
I don't know anything. And even if I did, why would I want to tell you?
Okay, I say we leave him in there. Does anyone know where they put the key to this cell?
I have it right here, officer. But I'm not about to leave this cell. Those zombies aren't the only things crawling around out there.
What was that?
Like I said, I'm not leaving this cell. Get out of here before you lead it right to me.
Hey, I'm not going anywhere. I'm the only cop left alive in this building.
What?
Look, if you want to live, then you're gonna have to leave with me.
But do you even know how to get out of the city? There's a kennel in the back of the building. Inside the kennel is a manhole. Go through and it'll lead you to the sewer entrance, but it won't be easy.
All right, I'm going.
Ada's great in this game. She's truly wonderful. And yeah, again, that seems to be quite a departure in the remake, in that she just basically tells Leon everything from the early interactions we've seen of them. Bloody hell. Let's just get any other business done. Yes, yes. Right, I'm just going to have a quick 1 minute AFK, so just bear with me, and then we will play as Okay, so we're going to go to the sewer treatment plant now. I would not be at all surprised if the orphanage that Sherry is taken to, spoilers, in the remake, is going to replace this.
Ada? I don't think I've introduced myself yet. My name's Leon. I'm with the RPD.
Her shrug there is just so good.
It's a dead end.
You think we can get upstairs through this shaft? Give me a boost. I'll go and check.
Dogs. Bloody hell. I suppose Ada really is the remake's greatest potential. They could really flesh out, you know, who she works for, what her, you know, motives are and everything like that. But we'll just have to see what they do. They might just leave her every bit as ambiguous again. You see, I still think this game, I know it doesn't look, you know, state of the art, but I think it still plays magnificently. You know, the controls are tight. You know, it plays really well. I've got a real feeling that they're just going to keep, excuse me, I think they're going to keep the game as self-contained as possible. I don't think we're going to get a lot of references to other stuff.
Ada, did you find anything?
Right here. Think fast. Here's one more. Hey, I can't reach the ventilation hole. I'm going to have to find another way around. I'll catch up with you later.
What? Ada, wait!
Does it? USS Command, that's interesting. Has there been much revealed what is in that book then? Have people got it early or something? It's a great use of camera angle for that spider. Oh cool, I've not seen that. How was my inventory doing? Oh god, I forgot they did that. Huh. Forgot all about that liquor there. Taking shotgun shells from Kevin's locker. I forgot to, may as well pick up this herb. I forgot to put the lighter in my inventory. Save some time. So I'll have to run back and get that. Yep. I think, is it in file 2? They pretty much put the file in, but it's worded slightly differently and written by somebody else or something. But it's nearly, for all intents and purposes, the same file. Oh, I'm such a moron, aren't I? Bloody hell. You know what my mistake is, don't you? Don't need to equip the lighter because Leon carries it. Ugh. It's Dark Side, which has the other file in it. I know there's another game that does have the file, and it's written nearly the same. There's just a few minor differences in it. Strange little visual error there on the fire effects. And that's pretty much it for the RPD. It's going to be interesting to see how much longer or shorter it might be. I can't wait to be, you know, permanently chased by the Tyrant. If it is every bit as good as it looks in that in the, you know, in the footage that was been released. I was just thinking why the heart key hasn't been discarded. Of course, you use it to unlock the morgue, don't you? Is this a picture of a zombie, isn't it? Yeah. Ah, Lambert. Sorry, club key. Sorry, yeah, I meant the club key. Why it hasn't discarded? I've discarded every other key. That one still persists. The expanded... I forgot about this. The expanded library in Remake 2 looks quite nice actually. It's certainly benefited from the new visuals. It looks gorgeous. It's almost a bit of a shame they now let enemies populate it, because it was always one of those sort of safe havens, this room. Is there a liquor up here? No. No, because there's an extra stairwell, isn't there, in the west wing? Come on, it's there. Nifty little shortcut. A little bit implausible. This, like, how does Birkin get in the cell and get out? Uprising. Is Uprising quite accurate geographically?
Ben! Can you still hear me? Come on, answer! Damn! I don't believe this.
Canon memo.
The story. Ben. Bitter irony.
Oh, is Uprising that stuff that was released with Operation Raccoon City? I think it is, isn't it?
Get that scum. Make him pay. Hang in there, Ben. Oh, my chest. It's burning. What's wrong?
This is spectacularly violent.
Good God, what was that?
Spectacular line delivery. I love it. And here we go, the first sort of real plot. Confirmation that there were 5 star survivors, which made everybody of the fans of the first game go, what? William Birkin's name dropped. When you're doing like a canon playthrough in chronological order, it's moments like this which are really nice.
Where are you going, Ada?
To the chemical plant. I have a feeling that's where I'll find John.
Ada, wait! Hey!
Take a shot every time Leon says Ada wait.
Do you read me, Claire? We now have access to the back of the parking lot.
Got it.
I'm getting out of here and heading to the sewer. Can you meet me there?
I'm on my way.
See, in moments like that were like back in 1998 when you played this for the first time, and then you played Claire's campaign and you saw that conversation from her point of view. It was just like there was nothing like that at that time. You know, this game and games like it, like Metal Gear Solid and Parasite Eve, Half-Life, they really did pave the way into a more sort of cinematic style of game. You know, we were spoiled that year. I think 1998 is truly one of the most important years gaming has ever had. Next thing, you guys are going to tell me that Resident Evil 2 Remake takes some of the map from Uprising, aren't you? I always use Desert Eagle for this boss. Hello Grim the Wise, thank you for watching. We're just hanging out, not doing anything special, just playing through the game and discussing potential Remake 2 changes and expectations. You're joking, that is not dead already, surely not. I was gonna say, there's no way I've killed that quickly. Oh man, get off. Do you see what I was doing there though? I was doing an outbreak tactic to try and get them off, doing the 180 turns quick. That was ridiculous. Not so much a legend, Nick. But thank you.
Ada! What was that all about? Running off like that was reckless and stupid. Those zombies are everywhere. Not to mention that thing that got Ben.
I was there, Leon. I know.
Look,
I love Ada in this
as an
game, just how
officer,
like
it's
not
my
bothered
job to
by
look
Leon
out for
she
you.
is.
But we're not going to get through this alive.
He's
if we
trying
don't
so
work
hard.
together, okay?
All right. We'll do this your way for now.
Just dismisses him at every turn. In Remake 2, you know, they're showing that she's almost dependent on it. But when she gets impaled... Oh, spoilers, sorry. If you've been keeping spoiler free, that was a bit bad. No, wrong side. Hang on. Oh, come on. Where's the prompt? There we go. Is the only thing that makes that canon because it doesn't contradict anything? Or has it actually been said somewhere that Uprising stuff is canon? Charles Coleman. See, I'm half wondering whether they're going to even like go in and change some of these names to like more recognisable names. We're going to get some James Marcus references. Is Christine Henry going to get mentioned in The Fourth Survivor for a change? You know, that kind of thing. I don't really need any of these things. I don't even know why I collect.
Leon, that woman was... I have to talk to her.
She doesn't even bother to care for him, which is slightly different if you've seen the remake. She just fucks off. So, take your mind back if you will. You're playing games in 1998. You've played the original Resident Evil and, you know, you've sort of seen how good that is. And you were sort of somewhat laughing at the live action sequences and things. And the voice acting became a bit of a joke. So you see other games, you start to see things like Metal Gear Solid, and you start to see how cinematic, you know, games start to be, and you see Half-Life and how scripted games and things like that happen. And then when you're playing Resident Evil 2, you get this.
Don't move. You're the one who's with that cop, if I'm not mistaken. Identify yourself.
Because I can confidently say, and I've not played the game yet, but I'm just going to say it, I can confidently say the Remake 2 will not do this sequence as good as this.
One of the men from Chicago who came to assist the T-virus research used his girlfriend's name as his password.
This is iconic for this
How did
series.
you know? Who are you? Annette Birkin. My husband is the man responsible for the creation of the T-virus, William Birkin. What? John's dead. He became one of those
And it looks
zombies
great in the
my
Sourcenext version as well.
And although I regret this, you will be joining him shortly. I won't let anyone take the G-virus away from me. G-virus? It's capable of creating the ultimate bioweapon. Its potential is even greater than that of the T-virus. Then that must mean the creature in the police department is... precisely my husband, William. And it's all Umbrella's fault. None of this would have happened if they hadn't tried to steal his research away from him.
Here we go, guys. This is wow.
This way. It's sheer perfection. My precious G-virus. No one will ever take you away from me.
There he is.
So you finally come.
Doctor, we're here to collect the G-virus sample.
Sorry, but I won't just hand over my life's work.
Stop! You might hit the sample. That's it, all right. Okay, let's move out.
William. Oh, my. Hold on, darling. I'm taking care of that bullet wound first. Stay here.
Alpha team, have you retrieved the sample yet?
Affirmative. We'll be at the rendezvous point in 1 minute.
Roger.
Are you telling me that he injected the G-virus into his own body?
The G-virus has the ability to revitalize cellular functions.
What was that? Something's wrong. Let's check it out. Over there. Shoot! Eat this, you freak! I'm stopping it! What is this thing? Hurry! What is this thing? Fire! Fire! You son of a...
And there we go. That was one of those moments in my gaming life where I just knew that was something special. I've just watched something special there. I'm going to still be. It was one of those moments, you know, I'm still going to be talking about this in 20 years' time, and we are.
Every G-virus bioweapon, including William, has the ability to implant embryos into other creatures.
And create offspring. No. Too bad.
No, the T-virus has always been green in this series, hasn't it? It's only been blue in the movie. Oh, that's right, yeah. Don't need to get any of this. I can't recall it being blue in anything, apart from, obviously, the movie, which swapped the colours around.
Ada?
And wounded status really works with this, actually. It's kind of cool. Well, the less said about Orc, the better. I've often gone on record, mainly on the podcast. I can't stand the Dark Side Chronicles retelling of this. I think like the hunt sequence in that is terrible. I don't like Annette's character in that, and it seems to be like they've used that as a basis more for her character in the remake, unfortunately. That moment when you try and speedrun and you forget the valve handle. Oh, excuse me. I'm just going to use both of these. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're probably right there. This sequence looks, you know, completely different in the remake, doesn't it? You fight the Imago down here. It's an impressive model, that is, for the time. The sheer size of it. It's interesting that I always thought the slowdown there was you know, on the PlayStation sort of thing, but that it actually happens on this version as well makes me think it's actually intentional slowdown, like a, you know, style thing.
Leon.
This bullet wound isn't making things any easier.
Quiet, Leon. I'll patch you up. That's 2 I owe you.
Don't mention it.
I just found out. John's dead.
What?
Never mind. Let's just get out of here. The sooner the better.
It does look like they've made the bandaging make a little bit more sense in that they actually take, you know, part of Leon's clothing off and actually bandage the wound, not just bandage the clothing. It's no wonder we're already seeing blood coming through it. Ada is many awesome things, but a medic she is not. There's so much backstory in this, and one of the things in the remake, the files are, and maybe it's just for promotion, and maybe they, you know, when we actually get a hold of the game, they'll be a little bit more fleshed out. I doubt it. The files are very sort of brief and vague in the remake. These are so wonderfully detailed, and I'm sure I'm not alone. I'm sure you guys are the same. You know, part of the joy of the classic Resident Evil games was that moment when you got a file and you could just sit and read it. I know some people probably, you know, don't agree with that as a storytelling method, but I think it's one of the things the series always did well. We're nearly at the marshalling yard sheds. Which number am I going to go into, Sonny? Is it 5? When I got the DualShock version of the game, it was actually this area which made me sort of really start to appreciate like rumble. I always thought it was a bit of a fad before then, but when you're running through like the water here, you just get a gentle vibration from the controller. When you use the super shotgun, you get a mighty blast of vibration, and it was quite effective for this game. Shed retcon, we'll see what they do. You know, they'll just spite us and not even put the marshal in yard in the game at all. Yeah, I've heard Elder Scrolls Online has, like, you know, novella-sized information and writing. This is something that could stand to be a little bit more dramatic. don't need to do this, but I like the effect, so we will. I've just got enough space. This is one of the greatest weapons in this series. I certainly think there is no better shotgun. One left. I seem to remember in one of the betas there's a massive hole here. There's potentially some blood running out if I remember correctly. This marshalling yard does feel like a little bit of a hub for the games. I like the fact that it appears so often. Just going to take another quick 1 minute break, just bear with. Right. Hello Johnny, nice to see you. Joining. Again, we're not going to do anything clever, so I will save. It's 11 o'clock already. I'm going to go on to finish this though tonight, guys, because there's only about half an hour left, so barring any issues, I should do it without problem. But where's the door from Zero? Where is it? Have you also checked, Sonny, which way each shed faces? So, like, obviously, this shed here faces east, and this one is 6, isn't it? Can't tell from the angles. Typically, and like it's blocked there at the top of the image. And there isn't another shed, is there, over there? Yeah, God. They did make quite a heavy revision with this in 0, didn't they? It would just be so much easier if they never came here in 0. It really was a stupid decision. I forgot to pick up the bloody key, hadn't I? Does Outbreak have the shed on the east side? Got the keys in the train. So there was no way was there ever Magnum rounds there in the Resident Evil version. It does create such a headache. Are the locomotive numbers the same? Let's see, what is that? 7179. Oh, so 6 is over there actually. Hang on a minute. 6 is over there, so we're in shed 5 at the minute then. Because you got 6 was over there. 6 was south of the train.
Ada, can you hear me? Come on, snap out of it.
If you play Leon A. Claire B, you actually get a slight continuity issue here, as the claw there is from the next mutation that he's about to do. This music, guys, this music. I love this game so much. I just adore everything about it.
Don't die on me, Ada. Come on. Wake up. Come on.
We were only here a few, yesterday.
Welcome back. Hey, take it easy. We're inside Umbrella's secret lab. I'll go find something to treat that wound, so just rest here in the meantime.
But I'll only slow you down with these injuries. Go. Save yourself.
I told you, it's my job to look after you.
But you'll be in danger if you stay with me. I know I've only known you for a short period of time, but I really enjoy being with you. I know I'm not capable of caring about anyone, but I don't want to lose you.
We're leaving this place together. Wait here for me. I'll be right back.
Bloody hell, more bloody Magnum ammo. This is ridiculous. Must have something like nearly 60 rounds. 32 plus one in the gun. That is nonsense. They really did capture this well, didn't they, in Outbreak. It's such a good job. That said, where's our control unit for the temperature? So I won't even bother using the Epsilon gas. I'll do it in Scenario B and not have the enhanced IVs. This shotgun is just too good. It's just ridiculous. I hope it's in Remake 2. everything falls to the shotgun. Where's the ladder going down, guys? Where is it? This was always a really effective little scare, this. Just wondering where it was gonna... Oh, of course, there's another one. You have to be careful. So I remember once I was on yellow caution here, and just as I went around the corner, one of them leapt at me and killed me. Where do you get the drama of the camera angles in newer games? Hello, Chris. It's not going too bad. I'm not doing anything particularly exciting. It's just literally just hanging out and just playing at a really leisurely pace. So we are saving. We're not doing any silly challenges or anything like that. Just having a time of it. Probably going to come in at around 2 hours 15 minutes. I think that's sort of a leisurely pace when doing. A moment there because I thought a liquor was going to drop down, but it's, of course. Might as well use my one bullet. There we go. The Lightning Hawk, as it's now known. This is the Sourcenext PC version, which was released in Japan. Because it's PC, it is 60 Hz. The only God, I was talking. The only mod, it's not really a mod as such. It's just an inline change from the patched version that Behind the Mask has done for everybody. Is the 180-degree turn, which has never been able. You've never been able to do that in Resident Evil 2 before, so it's kind of cool to have it. Just a little change makes such a difference. There is a couple of videos on YouTube if you want to check them out. Just type in something like Resident Evil 2 HD backgrounds, and some people have managed to put the backgrounds of the game through a upscaler, and whilst they're not perfect and they do have a few upscale artifacts and things like that, they do look pretty good. They look a lot better than the sort of pixelated backgrounds you're seeing here. It's just, this shotgun is ridiculous. It just completely takes the challenge away. Can you remember what the password is on the N64 version? There's a little Easter egg. forget how short the lab section is actually. It's a little bit longer in scenario B because obviously you've got like the sort of refinery area, the power plant, but it's still not massively long. It is Nemesis, yeah. Oh, forgot about you. I looked for you in a different corridor. Oh, did you see that? I messed up. Messed up the Licker's iframes. So, we're actually about 5 minutes away from finishing this, really. That is ready for Claire. More Magnum rounds. This is just nonsense. How could you fail to finish the game? With this much Magnum ammo.
You murdered my husband. I know what you're looking for. You came for the G-Virus, didn't you? But you'll never take it from me. This is my husband's legacy. Now, where's that spy you were working with earlier? You know who I'm talking about.
What?
You really don't know anything, do you? You're so gullible. She's one of the operatives sent here by the agency. The only reason why she came here is to obtain the G-Virus.
That's a lie.
No, it's the truth. I discovered this when I did a background check on her. She specifically got close to John and became his girlfriend to get information about Umbrella.
That can't be. I know her. Ada wouldn't
Yeah,
do
I agree,
something like
Sonny.
that.
Yeah, you're right.
If you don't want to believe it, I don't really care. You're about to die anyway.
I think Annette's really good in this, and this scene is so
What
important
happened?
for the rest of the game, for the rest of the series. The moment she said, you know, Ada's with an agency, it just blew the story of this game wide open. And all of a sudden, you've got like a power play between Umbrella and a different organisation, and the good guys, stars. This music, guys, this music. The soundtrack to this game is timeless.
All employees proceed to the emergency car at the bottom platform.
I personally prefer this out of the two Ada deaths that get depicted as well.
Leon. I've been waiting for you, Leon.
What are you doing?
You know what this is about. So just hand over the G-Virus.
I don't believe this. Annette was right. About everything.
That's why I told you to leave without me, but you wouldn't listen. Now hand it over. Don't make me shoot you.
You can't do that.
characters, guys, in this game. The characters. It's just so good.
Ada! Ada! I've got you. Don't give up.
She fired Leon. It's over. Just let me go.
Shut up. You're gonna make it.
It's too late, Leon. We both know it.
No. I promised you that we would escape. You just have to help me out here.
I really wanted to escape with you, Leon. Escape from everything. Goodbye.
Ada!
This is actual drama. In 1998, this was actual drama in a video game.
So, this is what everyone's been dying for.
See, on certain versions of the game, when you examine Ada's gun, it just simply says it's not loaded. This it says it is no rounds in the magazine. Typical. I've always just bought, you know, that it's more feasible for Ada to fall, you know, you just assume hit water or something, than it is for her to be thrown full pelt into a large piece of metal machinery which crumples under the weight of the impact. You know, the injury she gets off the Tyrant in scenario in Leon V is quite hefty. Look at that destruction as well, it's awesome. She fell with a gun, yeah. Yeah, which version am I thinking of where it says it's not loaded then? Unless it's just an error and she shouldn't have fallen with a gun. I don't need that, I've not actually needed the saves, but it's just, if I'd not done it, you can guarantee it'd have crashed the desktop or something like that. About now, just to really upset us. I don't even need a shotgun, to be honest. This is a ridiculous amount of ammunition. I'm not 100% great at this battle, actually. So, you know, I have to bear with it. I find this battle really hard with Claire. I don't think she has a weapon fast enough to really deal with the speed. But the Magnum just dominates. The music, guys. The morphing effects are still completely impressive today. Oh Christ. That was ridiculous. It just got stuck on the scenery. Got pretty lucky there. Oh, wrong way. Wrong way. Hey, where's Monica?
Hurry up! Leon!
Oh, cool.
Leon!
I did not know that USS Command.
Are you okay? Yes, I'm fine.
Sherry!
It's over. No. I have to find my brother.
You're right.
I've always been Leon A, Claire B. I think it's fitting Claire fights the Tyrant. And I love the scene in the Stars office, as I said earlier.
Goodbye, Ada.
And there we go, that's scenario A. I think we've done it in about 2 hours, 8 minutes, something like that. We do, you're right. I do like the scenario B ending music as well, though. There's a really good version of that on the orchestra soundtrack. You see, conversely to that, Johnny, I like the "Chris, I have to find you" line as a nice lead into Code Veronica. Just a great game, isn't it? It's timeless, I think. Look at these great Capcom names. Recognise so many. See, Jun Takeuchi was up there. This guy is an absolute legend. Despite how he is on Twitter, his legacy of, his contribution to video gaming is incredibly important. I'm not really sure you should be using the Desert Eagle on, as a beat cop, Leon, but never mind. 2 hours, 1 minute, ranking S. Bloody hell. You can play hard mode scenario. Yeah, it does. Yeah, of course it does. Yeah, he used it in that first trailer, didn't he? Oh, this is unlocked straight away. I didn't realise. I think the Dreamcast version had this mode as well, didn't it? Some cool stuff in here. Hey, up, there you go. Does that look familiar to you guys? That's kind of creepy. Here's Elsa. They are only in the PC versions and the Dreamcast versions. There is no version on PlayStation or GameCube or N64 doesn't have this mode, unfortunately. There's the creepy Spider-Man from 1.5. It's a really nice design, actually. I know they've said they've not done any new BOWs for Remake 2, but I do wonder if they'll sneak one in. I like the comical, almost Looney Tunes style outline of the Tyrant crashing through the roof there. That's absolutely joyous. This wears the outline of the hat though. There's another one for you guys. Look, the reception desk at the front. Because it's actually, when you look at that image, you actually do realise how, even with the stairs and things, and the boxes piled up as well on the right hand side there, how much Remake 2 has taken from some of these earlier concept drawings. I mean, that room there looks straight out of Remake 2, that does. why is the kick going the wrong way? So these are just the renders. Surprisingly good quality, you know, they look good now, these renders. There's our guy, look how much better he looks without a hat. Never forget that image, because that's the one they used on the PlayStation Magazine demo, 10-minute demo. Chris from Battle Mode. Tofu. Brad. It's a good look up. Good look at Brad actually. It really were. These are decent detailed models really for 1998. There we go. It's just a little bit of a treat for people who've not seen the gallery. That's where I'll leave it tonight. And guys, thank you very much for watching. That went actually smooth for a change.